Alright, so earlier this year, I made a software recommendations article on my website, and I'm going to be following it up in this video. This is sort of like a part 2, an updated list of software recommendations. I'm going to be talking about the software I use and how it sort of all works together on my system to get everything done. I guess without further ado, here we go. The answer to all those perennial comments which I keep getting over and over again. What text editor do you use? What shell do you use? Here it is, the software recommendations. Alright, so first of all, the perennial question, what operating system do you run? Do you use OpenBSD, macOS, what Linux distribution? I use Arch Linux. I find Arch a very good distribution for people who like Linux enough to want to customize it and have their own custom install, but not enough to go and install Gen 2. Now, another question I get over and over again in the comments is, what web browser do you use? What shell do you use? What text editor? And the answer to those is, the shell I use is Fish. As you can see over here, got all those autocomplete options, like very, very useful. The web browser I use is ungoogled Chromium. As you can see, it's got all of my things here. It's very, very minimal. I like that about it. You can go and do everything you can do with regular Google Chrome, but without any of the Google telemetry. And I've never really had issues with it. So yeah. Also, what desktop environment, what window manager you use? You could tell when I did the NeoFetch, I use DWM, as you can see over here, the dynamic window manager. It's my own build. I've got, this funky little color up here, this gray and light gray up here at the top bar. I have this DWM bar, that's a separate program that does that, and these icons over here. That's also a patch in DWM. But besides that, I haven't really added any other features besides key bindings, to open the terminal and do all the basic stuff. Now, when it comes to text editors, I use Vim. Here it is. Nothing shocking about it. It's fast. You can do macros. All the key bindings are sane. I like Vim. Also, another basic system tool people often talk about is, oh, what do you use for emails? What about that? And not much has changed since 2020, early 2020. I still use Thunderbird. There's my RSS feeds. All my RSS feeds have been leaked. This is just like Twitter, but an RSS feed, so I keep up with my friends here. And a YouTube folder. So these are all like the sort of YouTubers that I watch, and if a video is uploaded by them, then I can go over here and check that it has been uploaded. I'm not gonna show my inbox, but this is my email if you wanna send me spam emails or something. I don't know. Now, when it comes to chat and messaging, this is a bit of a more complex topic because people tend to, talk about platforms rather than end programs. For XMPP chats, which is like standardized sort of the email of chats, I like to use Dino. I'm not gonna show it right now because it might leak my private conversations, but Dino is a very, very good client for XMPP. It's fast, and you can compile a version of it, the latest version that has video and voice calling. So now when it comes to Matrix, which is another thing people talk about, I've talked about Matrix before in a video, just use Matrix. I use the Element client, as you can see here, the public chats in a space. Let me just show this space over here. It is the DenshiVideo Colt. Very dramatic name. I use the Element client for Matrix. It's friendly, it's nice. It's web-based, so not exactly super fast, not exactly super lean or minimal, but what are you gonna do? Now let's move on to a bit more of the niche things that people often don't really question instantly, but do matter in the long run. So the first thing is terminal emulator. I just use the suckless terminal. It's called SD. As you can see, you can spawn more and more from the window. There they all are. That's all my terminals. It's fast. It's minimal. You can scale it. Got a little patch so you can scale it, however you want. But anyways, moving on to more niches. The most obvious one is, how do you make videos? How do you, edit? I use DaVinci Resolve. Now, I'm not gonna leak my upcoming videos. I'm gonna just blur out this section when it shows all my projects. I personally just use a local database, which I then back up. And speaking of backup, I use SyncThing as my backup tool. This is SyncThing GTK, which is a client for SyncThing where you can add syncs and check your syncs. When it comes to making images and thumbnails, I use two separate tools. I use GIMP for making most of my thumbnails. You can go over here, draw a little face, hello, hi. And if you can learn GIMP, then I think that's pretty much it when it comes to learning image editing. If you learn the facets, every single little bit of GIMP, you'll be on top of the world when it comes to making thumbnails. Also, I use Krita to draw and make my drawings. It's a great art tool. It's excellent. Got so many default brushes, lots of them that you can get online as well, lots of packs with brushes. It's got animation as well, but I haven't really dabbled with that yet. All right, what about sound and music and stuff? Now, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I'm yet to upgrade from Audacity, but I have experimented with both Tenacity, and Sneedacity, which are the alternatives to Audacity that don't spy on you. If you prefer one of those two, tell me in the comments. Are you a city slicker who likes Tenacity more, or are you a based, Sneed poster and like Sneedacity more? So that's for audio editing and stuff. When it comes to music, so in my videos I have original music that I put. That's all done with LMMS. It's very, very simple software, not very complicated digital audio workstation, nothing like Ardour, nothing like FL Studio, but everything I need to make my music. It's and one last thing, this isn't really important for the video, but people are gonna ask about this. How do you listen to music? How do you listen to audio? How do you watch videos? I use MPV. So let's say I wanna, watch one of my videos. I have it over here, my Arch Linux anti-piracy screen video. Here it is right here. I can watch the whole thing in MPV. It's a fast little minimal video watcher for music and videos. If I wanna listen to music and have it organized into albums and stuff, I use the C Music Player. I've made a video about it, how to use it. It's very minimal. You can check the albums for each artist. You can go through and go to the other menus. You can make playlists in it, and yeah, it's just very simple, minimal software for listening to music written in C. Not much to say there. Anyways, I guess one last thing to touch upon, and this is sort of gonna be an inception moment, is the recording. This is OBS right here. I use OBS to make my videos and to record anything that I need to record in my videos, and yeah, to stream as well. So I know a lot of people have criticized OBS, especially recently. They did sign that Richard Stallman paper, but I don't know, I just find it a very useful software, and I don't think I could ever switch over to FFmpeg streaming. But anyways, I've been Denshi. That was my video about software recommendations, and I guess the last thing to say is thank you for watching. Goodbye.